keto simple. Simple. My name is Dustin. I'm so glad you're here. This stream will be starting soon, so grab your coffee, get comfortable, and settle in. We're building a strong and supportive community, so say hello in the chat, ask questions, and feel free to use super chats if there's anything that you want to see highlighted. Thank you for being here and being a part of this journey. Let's keep it positive and respectful as we connect and grow together. I can't wait to get started. I'm muted again. I'm muted again. I love it. I love being muted. I don't know why I even looked at it as it was starting, and I'm like, I better unmute myself. But anyway, I'm a procrastinator. I'm a boomer. I am boomering the live stream like I normally do. But at least it was only a couple of minutes, not 4 like last time, or the time before that, or the time before that, or the time before that. But anyway, I'm a procrastinator. I'm still in this office, as you can see. Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee. My name is Dustin. This is Keto Simple's channel. As you know, and as I was trying to explain, even though this was on mute, that Friday I got my email letting me know that I've been accepted into Dr. Barry's Proper Human Diet Health Coaching course, the inaugural run, 200 selected. They say out of thousands. I'm not quite sure I believe that there were thousands. I don't believe necessarily there were thousands, because just a couple of months ago they said there was 250. They were only going to select 200. I imagine they've selected more than 200. I imagine there's some alternates, because I imagine even people that have been selected will not be able to afford the fees associated to pay, because it is $3,500. If you are wanting to help the cause, I do have Cash App. I have Buy Me a Coffee. I have all the things. Cash App is the $ Keto Simple. Any help would be wonderful. I am going to be able to get it taken care of, but I would, you know. But if anybody wanted to help out, that would be fantastic. Just help the channel, help us out. It's a lot of money, but hopefully with me spending that money, I will be able to give back to the community in a whole other way, build the community, grow the community. I imagine that most people that come to me or will be clients will not be necessarily subscribers here, but you know, but people from the outside looking in. Everybody's telling me that there was no sound. I love me being me. And I just want to take a moment here and say thank you, Sean. Sean is one of the most generous people in this community, ridiculously generous part of this community. $20 super chat. I can't thank you enough, Sean. You are amazing. And I'm truly glad to call you a friend. Oh my goodness. Janet from another planet is here. Good morning, Janet. I need to go back up to the top. Evelyn is here. Thank you for joining us, Evelyn. I truly, truly appreciate you for being here so very early. And she has put in here that how are you all doing today? Tell us about your wins, your struggles this week. We are here to celebrate with you or help you get up, dust off, and keep going. 1000%. I love that so very much. I have my coffee here. Do you have your coffee? I hope you have your coffee. I hope you're relaxed, tucked in. I hope your air conditioning's working very well and you are relaxed and you've got your coffee here to celebrate successes, commiserate the losses, but enjoy the coffee because that's what gets us up in the morning, right? Mm, delicious coffee. I love it. Mm. Oh my goodness. Amy says that Dustin is my new classmate. Let's do this. I cannot wait. I haven't done any kind of classic. Well, I did, when you work corporate jobs, I worked corporate jobs for like a long time, like about 13, 14 years. I did corporate jobs. And you do a lot of learning modules. You take different classes. I did the yellow belt training, yellow belt 2 training, all that kind of stuff. I didn't get to like the green belt, black belt, but all those things, working together with teams to build projects. I was hands-on with a lot of projects, whenever they would roll out new systems. I was always a person first to volunteer to learn the new systems, make sure that everybody else was on top of things because I didn't want to be coming in late with things when it comes to, new technology and such, except when it comes for mute buttons. But yeah, Brian Doyle, my friend, is in the house. Mr. Doyle is here. As we know that Sean is in the house, another wonderful weekend camping. I love camping when it's called staying in a hotel with air conditioning and room service and all that stuff. I love camping. Risa is here. Risa says, I'm actually here on time today. Good morning to all. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Jaqueline is up and Adam today. Jaqueline and Jennifer and I are having breakfast today. I'm super excited because I've missed Jaqueline's face because she moved hours and hours away. So I'm glad to get to see her today. Super excited about that. Jerry is here. Good morning, Jerry, my friend. She says, hello and a blessed Sunday to you all. 100%. Jeffa is in the house. Everybody telling me that there's no sound again. Pump up the volume. That was a great movie if you haven't seen it, by the way. Not quite what I was expecting it to be, but it's still a great movie nonetheless. Charlie can't read lips, but, that's fine. It's okay. We have figured it out. And we saw it's Bacon Woman Amy. If you haven't had a chance, run over to Amy's channel after this live. She has an amazing short. She created herself as a bacon hero, a hero that you didn't know you needed, and a short where she is the hero. Is my sound cutting out? I don't know. Everything's running and should be according to plan here. Let me know. Bacon Baby's in the house. Good morning. Good morning. People say she says people call her Sam. That's what we'll do. Oh, Charlie says listening while wearing a 45-pound weight vest and walking the dog. Walking the dog with a 45-pound weight vest. It's a beautiful fall-like morning here in central Indiana. Yeah, it's going to go back to the 90s this week. Janet from another planet again saying hello to you, my dear. Thank you for joining us. I'm so happy to have you involved in here and hanging out with us today. Jerry said, Win walked over 4,000 steps. Best since my new hip. Better get that new hip all Better get that hip all worn in and broken in and ready to run. Janet is working on a quilt. Yeah, I love that. And Risa says, congrats on getting into the new training program. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Granny Boo 2 is in the house. Not Granny Boo 1, not Granny Boo 3, but Granny Boo 2 is in the house. We love it. Oh. Risa says, I'm having my electrolytes first, then my coffee. I was naughty girl this week. It is a new week, another week to eat cleaner. Tell me about it. So, this week was kind of a mixed bag where the girl was still on summer break Monday, Tuesday, started first grade on Wednesday, trying to get back into the swing of things. But we got her to school on Wednesday, got her dropped off. We took a family friend, a very close family friend, to a doctor's appointment on Wednesday morning. Then we got to visit people at the hospital because this was a doctor's appointment at a hospital where Chandra used to work. We visited a couple of different people throughout the hospital. It was fantastic. We got a chance to just see some bright and smiley faces, get hugs, all those wonderful things. And then we went to breakfast, and I had some not on plan foods on Wednesday. I had a biscuit and gravy omelet with pancakes. I am not I'm not proud, but it was delicious. I'm not proud, but it was delicious. Lisa is in the house. If you haven't had a chance, Lisa was on Cindy's live Friday night. Go catch the replay. Her story is invaluable. Her story, she was a little, concerned that her story was too much. I believe that we should be telling our stories as they are. We shouldn't sugarcoat, we shouldn't hold back, because no matter what you've gone through in life, someone's gone through something similar, something worse. They need to know that they're not alone. They need to know that there are others out there that are sharing their same journey, and that there is help, there is hope, that there's something tomorrow. There is a tomorrow. There is something better. There is a way out. There is moving forward. I think that that's so very valuable, regardless of what you think of your story, how bad, how traumatic that story may be. I believe that it is something that deserves to be shared regardless. And just being open, honest, vulnerable is what we really need, because so many people in this space are not always as honest and open as they seem. And I think the more of us that are open, that are sharing our stories, no matter how painful, I think truly does make a difference. And I want to say thank you, Lisa, for opening up, for sharing your story, for being vulnerable with all of us. And for anybody who hasn't had a chance to listen, go back to Cindy's live. Subscribe to Lisa's channel, Carnival Whisperer. I don't even know if I'm subscribed to your channel. I subscribe to people as I find them, but I lose track. So I will check if somebody puts the link to her channel in the chat. I will try, and I will go and make sure that I am subscribed. But make sure you are trying to catch those lives, catch those replays where you can. I understand that the amount of content for each and every one of us is insurmountable. We'll never watch all of everybody's content. It's just impossible. But try as you may, put it on, walk away. If you've got stuff to do, do what you can. I can't watch everybody. It is literally impossible. There are not enough hours in the day to watch every piece of content that comes out each and every day, lives, everything. But I want to say that we do care. We are here, and I truly appreciate that information you gave to us and your story. So very important. And Sean says, we bring our hotel with us. We have AC, heat, and our own bed. All the comforts of home. I wouldn't have it any other way. Janet saying, "You sound awesome." I don't know if she's talking to me or somebody else. Um, I'd like to take the compliment, but you know how it is. It could be for somebody else. I missed something. Risa says, "I would still be asleep if it wasn't for Roxy, the Basset Hound. She woke me up just in time." See, even Basset Hounds love Sunday morning coffee with me. Look at that. And it's not just for Susan's, even though Susan's probably not hearing me right now because Andy is on a airplane heading out west to take care of business for her mother. So keep her in your thoughts. Everything seems to be okay, but she's got to go out there anyway. So keep Andy in your thoughts. If you're hearing me, good morning, Susan. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it is a win, Jerry. Congratulations. Yeah, and Evelyn knows. So glad you woke you. Glad the dog woke you up. Yes. Risa says, Evelyn, I was pissed off until I realized what time it was. Yes. And Jerry said, Run, you're cute, Dustin. I am. I know. You'll get there. You're going to get to moving. Moving and a grooving. Look, Cindy's here. Good morning. Here for a bit anyway. Waiting on my ride. Yeah. I love you, Cindy. Cindy's one of my best good friends. Follow her. Go check out her channel. Again, she had Lisa on Friday night. Fantastic story. I got to listen to about half of it. I was driving and on my way back and had to put groceries away and do all the things that I do on a normal Friday night. Charlie says, congrats to you, Dustin, and Amy on being accepted into Dr. Barry's program. When does the training actually start? September 1st? I have to look at the email. Carl, my buddy Carl's here. My best good friend Carl's here. He says, got my coffee and ready to join y'all. I love it. John Gugahan is here. He says, hello, all. Mr. Gugahan, welcome. Welcome, my friend. Oh, let's see. Rick says, lives can go on a long time. Rick was live like all day yesterday. I think Rick, so I asked a question, but then I had to run. So Rick, how many hours, if you go into YouTube Studio, what are your watch hours looking like right now? Because you go live, you have a good number of people watching. I'm really just curious to what your watch hours are looking like because I want to get you monetized, my friend. We need to get you monetized, get you with some of them $100 YouTube checks because you got to make $100 before they pay you. And yeah, the last few months I've been lucky enough to get paid every month. Hundreds, $200, $100. Like this for July, I made $124. Woo! Most of that thanks to Bruce, our friend Bruce, part of the Dix division, Mr. Bruce, donating 30, count them, 30 memberships. Oh my goodness, Mr. Bruce. His donation of 30 memberships means that we are currently sitting at 86 memberships. Lisa said, hi, Cindy. Good luck on your tour or your tournament. Enjoy being on your channel. I love that. And Cindy's going on vacation. Cindy's getting out of Dodge. She's not going to be around for a week or so, I think. And Reese is telling Lisa that she's in the middle of watching her live. You have a great story. I subbed last week, just watched both videos. Honestly, honesty and the vulnerability is beautiful. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Our good friend Brian Dish is in the house. Good morning, you. Good morning. Was busy doing things while weather is comfortable outside. I don't know why that word didn't come to my brain hole. I was thinking compatible, like the weather is compatible outside. I can read, I promise. It took longer than I thought. Yeah. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it was like yesterday, it was like 75 degrees. Like currently right now, I don't know what it is here. But it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So it's going to be still kind of cool to some degree. Yeah. So let me go ahead here and I'll see if I can click on. I am now subscribed to Carnivore Whisperer. She has 37 subscribers and 2 videos. Let's go. Let's get her to 50 subscribers so she can start going live. That's what we need. 50 subscribers to go live, ladies and gentlemen. Sandy's in the house. Good morning, Sandy. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you being here. People saying hello to other people. Lisa says, "Thank you, Dustin. You encouraged me to do my first videos." Thank you. Well, I appreciate you so very much. I appreciate that. And everybody really should be making videos. There's no reason you can't. Is it weird for the first few times looking to a camera and talking? Of course it's weird. But anytime we do things that are uncomfortable, new, challenging, they're weird. But we put our big kid pants on and we make it happen. Because if we can make content, no matter how polished or rudimentary or rough around the edges, as long as the audio is good and people can see your face and you have a compelling story, it's going to help at least one person. And I think that is worth it 100%. Now, are people going to make millions of dollars on YouTube? Some are. Most are not. Some will. Most will not. But Jeremiah's in the house. My friend Jeremiah. Welcome, my friend. I'm wearing your shirt. My buddy got me this shirt. It is made of hemp. It's a hemp shirt. And it's black. It's my favorite color. Came with some really awesome packaging, too. And Rick says, I cannot even come close to watching all. It's impossible. There's more YouTube videos uploaded each day than a human person can watch in their lifetime. I mean, obviously, there's no way you're going to want to watch all of those videos, but in a single 24-hour period, more videos are uploaded than you could watch in your entire life. It's insanity. So, you know, we dig in and we watch what we can and we support those we can and we show love and compassion and we try to make sure that people are making more content that we won't be able to watch. We try to watch what we can, but it's impossible. And I love it. It's a great problem to have. It's a great problem that there are enough people making great content, sharing stories, helping others that we can't even get to it. It's amazing. I truly believe that. Oh, that reminds me, Mr. Rick. Rick is here. We've got Darkwing Duck for Rick, Mr. Quack Quack. And Brian is asking, "Am I in my new office?" No, the title of this, the thumbnail of this says procrastination because this is still the original office because I haven't moved it because of procrastination. But again, the week was busier than we thought it was going to be, so I haven't had as much time to get in here and get things done. I still got to clean up. I got a mess in here. I got to clean things up. I got to move things around. I got some chairs. I got to move everything out. I got to take the TV down. I got to buy a new stand for my TV so I can put it in my office or the bedroom and make this all work so I can put it together. Yeah. Yeah. And Sandy says to Rick, "Thank you for keeping me company all day." Oh, and Janet says, "My sound is awesome." Well, thank you so much, Janet. I appreciate that. I nerded out one day and I got everything all set up. Um, because I'm running through this Rodecaster Pro 2 thing. So that helps me. And I running the Rode mic and I'm making it like I think I set it up like it's a Shure mic. So it all sounds good. And I got plenty of gain on my voice, so I sound all sultry like. Jaqueline says it'll take me about 45 minutes to get to breakfast. I'll Facebook message before I leave. I'm planning, so we're gonna go to breakfast. So I will plan to end the stream at 9:30 today. So it'll take me a couple of minutes to throw on some shorts and head that way. I mean, I'm wearing pajama pants, but I don't want to wear pajama pants to the breakfast spot. So yeah, so keep that in mind, Jaqueline. I'll meet you there. I'm only about 10 minutes from there anyway. Rick says I have not checked my watch hours this morning. But I mean, like if you look, I'm just curious to see where you are. If you go into your YouTube studio and look at the last 365 days, you probably won't see your watch hours from yesterday anyway. But I'm just kind of curious to where you are. You should be right up on or close to 4,000 hours as much as you go live. Yeah, I would imagine. I'm just curious. I'm just really curious. And Cindy for $10 super chat. Congrats, Dustin. Love you. Love you too. You were amazing. And I was telling my friend about you yesterday because, we all have those friends we don't talk to enough. And we got on the phone and we talked for like an hour and a half. And I was telling her about Cindy and about Stacy and all the wonderful people that have come into my life that kind of have become surrogate either mothers or grandmothers. And because my mom's gone, my grandma's gone. Really, it's just it's my brother and my aunt and uncle and a couple of cousins. Really, that's all my life. I mean, realistically, that's most of what I have that's in my life. I mean, really, it's just my brother and I, and then Chandra's family, which she's got three sisters and a brother, and they've got kids, but they all live all across the country. We've got kids and a grandkid and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Rick says at least make enough to pay the internet bill. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I mean, realistically, I mean, what I make on YouTube sort of covers like what I spend out on my website on anything that anything, all the incidentals for YouTube with the streaming. I don't think our internet's $100 a month, so it doesn't really necessarily cover all of it, but it's starting to cover itself. I'll still be in the red for a long time, but yeah, it just takes time. And I mean, this is I've had this channel for 5 years, so I mean, when you're starting a channel, understand that it's a labor of love, but it's so very rewarding. And then once you do start making some money, it's a little bit of money, but the potential to make decent money is there if you are willing to put in the work. I mean, if you see like Chris from Chris Cook in Nashville, he and his wife have put in enough work to where they are able to basically work full time with YouTube and their music and be their own bosses, and they're just killing it, and it's amazing. He just says it's really early. I'm going back to sleep. Have a great live stream. Well, thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest, my friend. I truly understand. Yeah, and Brian is telling Cindy to have a safe trip, enjoy your bowling, and come home as the champ of your age class. 1,000%. Cindy says lost 2 subs overnight. How dare they? I think what happens sometimes is once you have subscribers, and if they haven't watched your channel in a long time, sometimes YouTube just kind of unsubscribes them for them, or sometimes the channels get like people's like accounts get removed, and it's all these weird things. So sometimes you'll go down 2, then go up 5, and then it's the way it works. Lisa says you're the best, Dustin. Well, I do try. I wouldn't say I'm the best. I put forth admirable effort. Sean says, I was watching a non-keto YouTuber and his followers noticed that he has lost a lot of weight, and he made a video saying that he basically follows Dr. Barry. I commented there were hundreds of comments. That's amazing. Who was it? I don't know. I don't That's amazing. I love that. I would like to know who that is. Amy says it takes forever to get subs. I have a lot of watch hours, but no subs. And Rick said, none of us will be millionaires on YouTube. You know what, Rick? Not with that attitude. Not with that attitude. I want you to be a trash can, Rick, not a trash can't, okay? Rick, be the trash can, not the trash can't. All right, buddy? I need you to be the trash can. Rick is the best. But if you put the work in, the output will be there for you. Amy says, I'm getting 300 watch hours a month. That's fantastic. I think you need like just 12 more watch hours a month just to where you'll be hitting 4,000 and maintaining 4,000 watch hours. Fantastic. I love it. And Jerry says, seriously, Cindy, I do not understand why people stop subscribing. I don't think it's I don't look at that as something it's voluntary. Sometimes things happen where accounts get deleted. YouTube goes through and gets rid of like fake accounts that subscribe sometimes. There's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that isn't a real person. So I would never put any real thought into, losing a subscriber or two, because I was at 3350 and now I'm at 3349. It happens. It's not, I don't think it's necessarily somebody going, well, I'm unsubscribing. I don't think it's that at all. There is some of that for sure, but I don't think that that's necessarily what really is. You know what I mean? And Cindy says, it was for me, it was the opposite, Amy. I got the subs and took forever to get the watch hours. Yeah, but once you started doing live streams, then your watch hours came quick, didn't they, Cindy? And Amy says, sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people automatically. Honestly, they aren't watching. It can't hurt your channel. I don't think it can hurt your channel. Okay, so the major misconception is like, if somebody says, YouTube stopped showing me your content. I don't for example, I don't see Amy's content anymore. Well, YouTube wants you to watch YouTube. So YouTube is going to show you what it thinks you want to see. YouTube is going to show you what you have been clicking on in the past. So if you always watch a new video from a subscriber or someone you subscribe to, or even if you don't even subscribe to that channel, if you've started watching content from a channel, even if you don't subscribe, that content will continue to be shown to you. And if you have watched something from a channel, every once in a while, it will throw it up to say, well, maybe you want to see it again. Because I'll go through my subscriptions. Because if you really want to see what's going on, you don't go through your homepage, just go to your subscription tab and scroll down. You'll see everything that you've subscribed to that's new. Because I'll go through and I'll see channels I haven't even thought about in years. And I'm like, oh, wow, they're still making content? I didn't even realize it. I'm still subscribed, but I haven't been watching that content, so YouTube doesn't show it to me. YouTube isn't nefarious necessarily. I mean, there is some things that YouTube does from time to time, depending on the content. They do, I mean, like the idea of if you're being shadow banned or things like that, chances are you're not. I think there are ebbs and flows when it comes to content. There are creators that I used to watch every day, and something happens either with I've lost interest in that content or they have changed the way they do their content that makes it not as enjoyable for me. So YouTube either does or does not show me things based on what YouTube thinks I want to see. YouTube is not going to hide things it knows I necessarily want to watch, most likely. Now, I am a person, I enjoy firearm content. I love firearms. I love like the design, the machinery. I love, the whole aspect of it. I like all the cool stuff that's coming out, and I always wanted to kind of have one of those channels. But understanding having that kind of channel with YouTube is very, very difficult, and they have very weird rules when it comes to that kind of content that they don't even necessarily display. And it's hard to even understand what you can do, what you can't do at times, and they'll just delete your channel and you won't even know why. So I never made a channel doing that, but I always wanted to. But I still find that even so, I still follow tons and tons of those channels, and I don't see their content as much. So that kind of content will kind of get pushed to the side. But I get almost everything else I subscribe to. But then again, there are things, like I said, that I subscribe to that if I haven't clicked on their video in a good while, YouTube stops putting it in front of me. It's going to show me things that I want to watch. So you have to keep that in mind. I don't think YouTube is doing things necessarily out of malice. I think YouTube is doing things to make people stay on YouTube. Yes, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. We need it. It helps us. We love it. Rick says, I did not want to go outside yesterday, so I streamed all day. That makes perfect sense, and I support that message. Sean says, on behalf of all of us, thank you for wearing pants. Hey, they're pajama pants. I'm comfortable here. I'm here for you guys. I'm a person of the people, okay? Amy says, there are people who have way more subs, and I've been doing it longer. I think it helps to get on other people's channels. Yeah, I mean, anytime you're getting in front of new people and you make it and you resonate with those people, they're going to follow you. And then if they come to your channel and start watching and then you resonate with them, it's fantastic. Jerry, what? Jerry, $50 super chat. She says 25 from the not evil ever, sweet Evie, Evil Lynn, 25 from the meaty woman on the left. Could I pull off Lady Gaga meat dress? I would rather eat the meat than wear the meat, but I think that's a thing. But thank you so very much. That means that means so much to me. Thank you both, Lynn and Jerry. You guys are both so amazing, and I love you dearly. Thank you. It means the world to me. It really, truly does. Risa says, unfortunately, my watch time has gone way down. I posted a new video this past week, and it has over 100 views so far. Problem, no one is watching the whole video. Another video is coming this week. So that's the thing. That's where, if you're really trying to grow and keep your watch time up, it's going to be lives. Lives really do make a big difference. Because if you put out a 30-minute video and people watch 10 minutes of it, then it's not going to get pushed out as much. But if you make an 8-minute video and people watch that whole 8 minutes, then that's gonna get pushed out to more people. So that's where YouTube is difficult. YouTube is difficult because for it to start pushing stuff out to new people who aren't subscribed to you, the people who watch content similar to yours, then there has to be the ratio. They gotta feel like people are watching enough of your video, they're clicking on it enough, and when they do click on it, they're watching it long enough. So that's just one of those things that's hard to understand because it doesn't really get explained very well, and YouTube doesn't even explain it that well. Even when you get their like their liaisons on, because you can tweet YouTube directly like their YouTube liaison, and they'll respond. They've responded to me before, and it has nothing to do with YouTube. It's all on Twitter. That's how you contact YouTube, is through Twitter, X, however you want to call it. But YouTube it's both overly complicated and super simple. The super simple side of it is YouTube wants you to continue watching YouTube. YouTube is going to put in front of you things it thinks you want to watch, things you click on, things you've started to click on. It looks at trends, it looks at your patterns. And that's what it does. And Evelyn says, thank you, Jerry. You are the absolute best. And I agree 100%. And there's Risa's channel, Jerry's channel. Lindy's in the house. Paleo Barbie does keto. Hey, fam. I love Lindy. She's awesome. Thank you for being here. Jerry said, question, how is the best way to get someone to watch your complete video? Short answer, make it compelling. And that doesn't mean it has to be super edited like Mr. Beast, or there's a bass player guy that I watch and it's like super. It doesn't have to be that way. You just have to be compelling, provide information from beginning to end, and you just got to be able to keep people interested. Not everybody is going to find everything you have to say interesting, and that's okay. And you got to make sure that you're not making the videos overly long. Sometimes a long video does really well. Sometimes people they'll get the information out of the video they need and then go on. So, sometimes one video should be 2 or 3, and sometimes 2 or 3 videos should be 1. I don't know the exact answer. But what you start looking at is, the good thing about YouTube is you can look at your analytics, you can go into specific videos, and you can see where people are dropping off. You can see where the trend starts, where people leave your video, and you can go back and look at your video, look at the timestamp of where most people are turning off your video, and kind of get an understanding of why they're turning off your video. Sometimes if you have a weird play, I would put ads in some of my early videos from my own merch store, and and people would turn off for that. So I stopped doing that. But you can always go and look at videos and see where are people stopping. So sometimes if you have a thumbnail and a title and they click on the video and it doesn't get to the point fast enough, they'll leave the video. Sometimes, or if you have a really long video and you have a title and a description, and they see and they get their information they needed out of a 30-minute video in the first 10 minutes, they'll stop watching. So I think it really needs to look at that way, especially in the very beginning. I know, but once you have people who are dedicated watching all of your content, but I still think that, looking at the analytics, looking at YouTube Studio on a computer, looking at your analytics and digging deep, and you can even look at YouTube videos on how to dig deep into your analytics. Why aren't people watching? Where are they stopping? Where do they turn it off? Look at it yourself, but you have to be objective. You have to look at it and go, okay, I was this way here, and then I was like, and here, and then they jumped off, and you have to just be, but you can't take it personal. I don't know if that explains anything to you, but Rick is here. Twin Brook Acres is here. Good morning, Rick, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Cindy says, can I suggest to not make your static intro picture as long? It's about 24 seconds. No one is going to hang around for 24 seconds to find out they aren't watching some static image. With music over it, keep the intro image for a maximum of 2 seconds. That's enough to introduce people. Yeah, so realistically, I try to keep I try to start off when I make a video, I start off with a hook, kind of get people an idea of what the video is going to be about, entice them to keep them around. Usually try to do that less than 8 seconds. Then my music intro kicks in, which I've cut down to 3 seconds. It used to be about 10 seconds, and I've cut it all the way down to 3 seconds over time. And then you jump right into the video. And, hey, thank you for clicking on the video. My name is Dustin. Into the video, because people don't it's like, when you click on a recipe video, or you get to even with you've all clicked on recipe web pages, and you're looking, you have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to get to the actual recipe, because they were like, it was a cold and windy night, and I decided that I wanted to make chocolate chip cookies, but I didn't know how to make chocolate chip cookies. So I called my mom and on and on and on. And then we called my great grandma. Then we looked up and we had to go to storage and we had to get out a old cookbook from my great aunt Sarah. And in there was a recipe for chocolate chip cookies and we baked that, but that's not what we were wanting. So we had to figure something else out. And then they don't want that. People who like meaningful, engaging videos that kind of get to the point. You have to, it's a happy balance of showing who you are, being your lovely self, and getting to the point. Chandler gets onto me because I cut my videos sometimes I cut them too much, not enough, like not enough in between each thought. And I've tried to slow that down, like, but I mean, we're talking seconds, not, like something, making sure there are some pregnant pauses and such in there. But, I'm just trying to make your videos as engaging as you can. Think about it this way. If you didn't know you, would you want to watch your videos? Think about it like that. And it's a hard way to look at it. It really is. Hey, meaningful engagement, 100%. And people, I mean, I wouldn't say people have a short attention span these days, but we have so much vying for our attention that even when I'm watching, if I'm downstairs and I have the YouTube on the TV, I'm also looking at stuff on my phone. And I'm usually doing something else like cooking and or doing there's usually two or three things going on with me at a given time. Lives are about the only time where I'm sitting down focused on one activity, the live. Very rarely do I get to do anything where I'm not engaged in other things at any given time anymore. Maximizing what you're doing seems like the only way. And I know it's not the greatest because then you're not really focused on any one thing. But I know, like, if I'm watching a YouTube video, like if I'm watching like a Dave Portnoy pizza review video or whatever for a place that I'm never going to visit, I'm never going to go to some middle of nowhere Jersey to eat some slice of pizza. Never going to do it, but I like watching it. But then I'm also looking at my phone and looking at Instagram and looking because I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I need to look at every day. And I have to do it when I can. That means if I'm in the bathroom, I'm in the car. If Chandra's driving, I'm on my phone. We're talking, listening to the music. We're talking to the girl in the back. Always a lot of things going on. So it's like people have a short attention span to a certain degree, but it's realistically because there's so much vying for our attention. Our attention is being pulled in so many different places. If you think back to like our great grandparents, they would sit down, have a cup of coffee, read the newspaper because they didn't have a TV, they didn't have a cell phone, they may have had a radio, but now you think we've got TVs, tablets, phones, we've got all these things going. We've got, the little Alexas in our living rooms, and we've got all these things, and there's things vying for our attention nonstop. Emails, text messages, various text message platforms. Are you on WhatsApp? Are you on Facebook Messenger? Do you have SMS going? Do you have all these things? And then, then you've got all your messages on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, uh, TikTok, all the things, everything. I have everything turned off on my phone, with the exception with email. The only thing that comes through are email, text messages, and phone calls. I have to go into individual social media apps to see that I've received anything. Because otherwise, it's too much. I have to decide to look at it. I can't let it pull me in a certain, so I mean, the thing is, like, our attention span realistically is probably longer than it ever used to be. We're just being pulled in a million directions. Cindy said that was a comment that I got on my last video, those last three comments. Oh. So Cindy's saying something here that's not necessarily correct. Cindy says to Bacon Baby, my understanding is your video needs to be at least 8 minutes for monetization. That is actually not true. The length of the video being 8 minutes is for mid-roll ads. So your video can get your long form video if it's in 16 by 9, which is the law like TV, the TV orientation, not the TikTok orientation. Um, can be any length that you want it to be. 1 second, whatever, it needs to be at least something to get monetization. The 8 minutes is for mid-roll ads, which can basically double how much money you make on a video in a roundabout way. Oh, Shauna, yeah, I've watched Hitchcock. Watched Hitchcock for over a decade. Yeah, I started watching him way, way, way back in the day. So yeah, Hickok 45 is a gun tuber. He's from Tennessee, I guess. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He probably doesn't live too far from Dr. Barry. His son is now a comedian. I think his son is a comedian and been doing comedy in Tennessee and Nashville. Even to the point where I even heard somebody talking about him on Joe Rogan the other day. I forget who it was. I was listening to Joe Rogan about somebody was on Joe Rogan and they mentioned Hickok's son and they mentioned Hickok 45 and I was like, wow, because I've listened to Rogan forever. I've watched Hickok forever. His son has been in his videos. So yeah, I'm very well familiar with Hickok. Yeah, and Jerry says, yeah, I mean, it's just a little thing that I mean, there's just things you get to learn. It's okay. And long videos aren't really an issue, but you want to make sure that they're not meandering to a point that people lose interest. I mean, but realistically, make content you want to make. Make the content you want to make. You will find an audience. Realistically, it just takes time. Yeah, both Cindy and Jerry hate editing. I love the editing part. Me starting the video and recording it is the part that I like doing the research or like getting things set up, but then recording it is the like actually sitting down to hit record is the hardest part for me because I'm always second guessing myself. It happens to all of us. I second guess myself crazily all the time. You would think that something like getting recognition from Dr. Barry and such would make it easier. It actually makes it harder because then once you know someone like Dr. Barry or Coach Bronson or people who've said things to me about my content that they've watched my videos or whatever, it makes it harder because then you know the next video you put out has to be right. It has to do and say everything you needed to say because you know eyes are on it. And it does make it more difficult. It really does make it more difficult. And I don't think I've ever mentioned that, but that's definitely something like, when like someone like Dr. Barry mentions your channel and talks about the content that you make, then subsequent videos you make are harder because then you're second guessing yourself. You're like, oh well, Dr. Barry might watch this, and I don't want to look like I don't want to look like an idiot. I mean, it really does. That's a thing. That's the thing that happens to me. So I mean, just being honest and open and transparent about it. I don't think I've even mentioned it before because I don't think I've really actually put it into my own thoughts. But yeah, it's true. Yeah, Jerry says editing is not my thing at all. Well, the thing, I mean, eventually, if you keep going and things grow, you can pass it off to somebody else and just pay them to do it. I mean, that's probably a long way away. Not to be, just being honest, but I still have to edit all my own stuff. I don't think I'll ever get to a point where somebody else is editing my stuff. I just don't think. But we'll see. And Cindy says I still have a ton to learn. I have a ton to learn, and I'm doing those 5 years. because things change. And Risa says, like, I need quick recipes lately. I think I'm going to make a video of my dinner last night. It was quick, easy. My son wants to record it. He is my cameraman. I love that. See, I did to do everything on my own. So I got to set up my camera. And it's just anymore. I don't know. Yeah. Time. What is that? Yeah, 100%. Like as soon as you think you're going to have time, then it goes away. And other things are happening. Like now that the girl's back in school, like, so we drop her off, we come back, we have our coffee, and then usually Shannon and I usually watch a little bit of TV together. And then we'd go, and then we normally would go off and do work, but then we've been doing things like now, like we've been having things of going to take people places. And then like this coming week, I know that she's wanting to go yard sailing Thursday. She's got a day with her friend to go to breakfast on Friday. At least I'll be here most likely by myself that day. I can get some stuff done. Hopefully I can be able to get my office put back together and put up to, all that fun stuff. So hopefully that'll be a thing that I can do. Bacon Baby says, I love to watch long lives, but I have a problem to see the 35-minute video. I know it's impatience, unfortunately, but I am trying. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll look at a video and go, okay, I have 10 minutes. I don't want to start this 50-minute video because I'm never going to get back to it. That happens to me a lot. Yeah. Lexus is in the house. Good morning, Lexus. Thank you for being here, my dear. She's got a great channel, a great story. If one of the moderators want to put her channel information in the chat, that would be fantastic so people can go and subscribe to her. Everybody's saying hello to everyone. Bacon Baby says that, it was Booby Goats Aaron, also around 35 minutes. I love to listen while I clean around the house when I go for a walk. Yeah. Sometimes I'll put a video on and do that kind of stuff when I'm driving. But a lot of times I listen to podcasts. That's like, I kind of feel like we have too much access to information now. I've got a stack of books in my Audible account that I want to listen to. Never ending supply of podcasts, YouTube videos. I just don't know where to. I mean, I don't drive enough now to get through most of the books. I used to listen to books and podcasts. I would run out of podcasts because I was driving all the time. Now, like I put on a Rogan episode, it's 3 hours. It takes me a week and a half to get through it. Sonny's in the house. Good morning, Sonny, my friend. Thank you for being here, my dear. And Lexus is asking if Carnivore Whisperer's name is Lisa. It is Lisa. She has a great story, Lexus. If you want to check out Cindy's channel, Cindy DeManch's channel, she was on her live on Friday night. Fantastic story. It's very compelling. And Lisa said that she's been on Thomas's channel with her before. Sunny said about views. I'm pretty sure 30 seconds on a video counts as a view on a video. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's an actual time limit of how long you have to watch a video for it to count as a view. I'm not sure. I know that there's some new things when it comes to shorts because you can get a view but not a view. There's like there's actual views and there's like how many people saw your live or saw your short but didn't watch the whole thing or just saw it and then kept scrolling. So now they're conflating numbers and then you look at like your analytics and yeah, it's a lot of weird stuff going on. So Amy says, Cindy, the intros, like live intros are different from regular video intros. So I do a 30-second countdown for a live with an intro that's about 30 seconds long. So about a minute worth of intros because on a live, it gets everything a chance to kind of get ready to go. So then people are all on the same page when things happen. But when it comes to a YouTube video, like a long form video, you want an intro, if any, to be like 3 seconds. And it'll change. It'll change. Yeah. And like you said, like, just making sure that things are kind of like running smooth and all the glitchiness is. I'd rather have a bunch of glitchies running through the intro than when I start talking. Oh, yeah. There we go with Lexus's channel and Sunny's channel. And Amy said there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff, especially not using StreamYard. Yeah. Tanya says I'm totally focused on the beard. Yes. Bacon Baby loves Jerry's videos. I love it. And by the way, good morning, Tanya. Good to be here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us. Oh my goodness. Cindy says, "What do I know? Sorry for the misinformation." I mean, there's just so much stuff. Karen is here. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Dustin. She says, "I need coffee stat. Get it. Get some. Get it good." DaVinci does make editing pretty easy, and it makes it a lot of fun because there's so much you can do. And they make so much cool stuff for it, like little plugins and things. Like somebody is making on Monday. There's a new subtitle tool, but it's only for people who have DaVinci Studio or the paid version of DaVinci. But it looks awesome. He's done some really cool work. It's going to make for some pretty awesome subtitles and shorts. I think it's going to really, really kind of mix things up, and I can't wait to try it out. Karen is in the house. Good morning, Karen. I'm glad to see you. And Amy says, "Well, unfortunately, no, YouTubers don't quite understand the amount of hours, or non-YouTubers don't understand the amount of hours it takes to do YouTube. Oh, but it's easy for them to criticize sometimes. Most people in this community are generous." Yeah, I love that. And that's one thing sometimes that I think kind of gets misconstrued by people who really like, especially with our community. Sometimes I think our community is so driven by helpfulness and making sure we're trying to help people that the idea that some content creators are trying to make a living doing this kind of gets lost. Or people wonder, well, why do you need to be monetized? Why do you need to do affiliate marketing? Why do you need to try to sell us stuff? Why do you need ads in your videos? Why are you trying to why would you try to make a living? I would love to make a living doing YouTube, but this was my full-time job. I mean, it kind of has been for a while, but it doesn't pay the bills. But it's just been part of what I do with my life and trying to make sure that I can reach all these people. But the idea that people on YouTube want to make a living doing YouTube gets lost on people sometimes, and they take it the wrong way. They kind of get upset. Why would you why should you not have a job, or why would you want to make money doing this? I think it's very important to understand, when things like what Amy just said is, like if you look at yeah, my channel makes right now between $100 and $250 a month on AdSense from AdSense, mostly from super chats. I don't make very much on AdSense. Almost everything I make is super chats. But AdSense, I mean, you have to make for every 1,000 views on your channel, you may make between $1 and $10, depending on what kind of content you're making. A lot of times it's roughly between $4 and $5 per thousand views. So if you get 20,000 views a month on long form, that's 20 bucks. Or no, 20,000. That would be 20 times 5, would be $100. But most of my views come from shorts. So I'm making 75 cents. So, if it wasn't for generosity on super chats, people using, like helping out by, buying things on it, my Amazon links or buying stuff from Keto Chow from me. Anytime you guys want to buy Keto Chow or Salty, if you use my link, every other time you buy it, use my link or use someone else's link. I know that now I'm not the only one here with a link, but I mean, anytime you want to buy stuff through me, that does help me out a great deal because I get 10% of whatever you buy from Keto Chow. Whereas from Amazon, depending on what you buy, it could be a few pennies, it could be a couple of dollars. I know a good number of you have gone through and ordered Dr. Barry's new book, which is fantastic. I think I get like 4% back from when that actually ships, because I think when it ships is when they charge your card or whatever. But yeah, like little things like that go such a long way. Super chats, I mean, like super chats, they take 30%. When it comes to like AdSense, they take like 30, or they take 45%, 40 or 45%. I think we make 55% of whatever. But I mean, they're putting a platform together to where makes it possible to make money if you can get the views. Um, and I think, I'm very lucky to live in a time and a place where we can do this. Andy Carnivore's in the house. Hello to everybody. Hello, good sir. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Lisa says, I think I'm now subscribed to all the links posted here. Fantastic. Lindy says, my problem with going live is trying to figure out when to do it. So many of us go live in our community. At some point, Lindy, you just gotta have to just go live, pick a date and go. Like it's gonna happen that you're gonna overlap somebody, especially if you're doing it in the evening times. It's impossible. I mean, it literally is impossible to go live. Like right now, Mitch is live. Old Man Carnivore's live right now. I know some people have gone over to watch him. His channel's great. I watch him sometimes during the week. He goes live like every day, except Saturday, I think. But you know, like when a couple weeks ago I went live on a Thursday night, I was going live at the same time as Jason and Victor and Chris Cook and Nashville were all live at the same time. It's like you just can't. They're just impossible. Aaron is in the house. Good morning, Dustin and all. Does watching YouTube videos at a 1.5 or 2x speed adversely affect channel? It does. So if you watch a 10-minute video in 5 minutes, we get 5 minutes of watch time. So if you do it at 2 times speed, then we get half. So if you're doing it 2x, we get half the watch time. But that's neither here nor there. You have to think about you, and you're still getting a view, or we're still getting a view from you. We're still getting a little bit of watch time from you, and you're trying to do best for you and get through as much content as you can. So, you know, I never, as long as I get some kind of watch time from a video being watched, it doesn't matter to me whether it's halftime, double time, whatever. I know that so many people have so much to watch, and if I could watch or listen to podcasts at 1.5 speed and get over the chipmunk sound, like if they would build in double speeding it, but then pitch correcting it so it doesn't sound like the chipmunks, I'd be totally into it. And Amy says, I apologize. Being a YouTuber takes up most of my spare time. I don't get to watch near enough of my favorite channels. Yeah, I mean, that's just part of the game. Yeah, Lisa's right. Do your lives whenever you can or want and let people make their choice. Yeah. Yeah, so Bacon Baby says she's checked 30 seconds must be watched for a video to get a register review. Shorts a few seconds. But because most shorts are only a few seconds. Some of my shorts are like 8 seconds long. I mean, they are called shorts for a reason. Cindy says the intro the person had commented on is the one you made me, Dustin, with my picture and guinea pig popping up. Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I guess I could go in and fix it or whatever and just make it double speed, but they'd just be like, whoop. It might be cool looking though. I don't know. Lisa's in the house. Good morning, gang. She says, sorry I'm late. Pop it in. I actually slept in this morning. Well, that's great. Sleeping is very important. There we go. There's the goat. Booby Goats is in the house. Miss Aaron is here. Thank you for joining us, Aaron. How are you? How are all the children and everybody? Cindy says, I use it in front of my videos, won't use it before my lives. Yeah, Amy says, I don't see myself getting the paid DaVinci anytime soon. I understand. I made almost all of my content with the free version. The only reason I have the paid version is because it was gifted to me. It was a gift from another YouTuber, and they got it free. So it wasn't that it was part of them. They got a bunch of them from working with DaVinci Resolve. They make content for DaVinci Resolve. So I mean, basically got it directly from DaVinci Resolve in a roundabout way. But yeah, Daniel Beato or Daniel Beato. But there's Rick Beato and Daniel Battelle. I got two different YouTubers confused. Amy says, Dr. Barry took all my money. I understand that. He's about to take a bunch of my money too. Stacy says, good morning. Ken and I are listening in while we get the baby birds settled into their new home. Oh, that's right. They've been hatching the little bitty things, the little quails, the little Dan quails. I love it. Oh, all the channels, all the people saying hello to each other. It says Brian says, I hope Amy, I hope you get more than all the money Dr. Barrett took back once you finish start coaching. That's the hope. I mean, I hope that I can, I want to turn it into a career. I want to turn it into a career that helps people. I mean, that's really what I want to do. I have a couple of different ideas of directions I want to go, kind of see how I put myself out there to see what I can do to make the most money and help the most people. Hopefully it works out the way that I'd like to, but we'll have to wait and see. It all comes down to how the class is taught, what we learn, and how I can leverage what I've learned in the class. I have ideas, I have preconceived notions, if you will, but once the class is over and once things have started, then I should be a lot better off. So Aaron says, I know Mitch is live right now. He's complaining about getting demonetized every time he opens it up to panels. I wonder. So I wonder what he's meaning by that, because or like having bigger like things up where he has a lot of people on his channel. That's interesting. Jackie says, "Good morning, Dustin." Okay, so does that mean that if I watch it at half speed, you get double the watch time? I mean, really, that would be. It wouldn't make sense because you're even if you just be watching one video for twice as long instead of watching two videos for that amount, or watching An hour of watch time is an hour of watch time, really. So getting double the watch time, you're still only getting, then you'd only be getting through half a one video where you could have gotten through two videos. So I'd be losing out on in theory, I'd be losing out on a view too. So that wouldn't work as well, I think. Realistically, Jackie, if you just put on like if you just put on a playlist and let it go, I'm gonna get views for each video that it hits, and then the watch time for each video that it hits. And if you are not and if you aren't running premium, I'm getting a lot AdSense then too. But yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't worry about one comment. Don't worry about the comments. The bad comments will come. Focus on the positive comments. Cindy says it's all good. I'm not stressing about it. Rarely use intros. Every once in a while, I still get kind of like, because I have a chicken cooking video. They're like, "You didn't rinse your chicken?" I put it in boiling oil. I don't know about that. How that works for washing my chicken. Reese says I have to start doing shorts. Don't know what I would go live for. Just go live and talk to people. People will show up. You talk to them like I do, like just like what I'm doing here. Christian Delorme is in the house. Good morning, Christian. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. How are you and your lovely wife? I haven't heard from you in a while. Hope everything is wonderful. Bonjour, everybody, says Christian Delorme. Cindy says, stupid comments don't bother me, or I wouldn't do YouTube. Yeah, 100%. Risa says, we use the free DaVinci too. I use free DaVinci forever. I use it for hundreds and hundreds of videos. So it's fully functional. Realistically, you never really need to bump to the paid version unless there's things in the paid version you really want to use, or you get one for free. Cindy says, no, Amy, you gave Dr. Barry all your money. Oh, yeah, Jackie, get busy on your channel. Yeah, Jerry says, Amy and Dustin, respectfully, I tell you this truth. Wait until your classes start. Like me, don't even consider life. Husband, dog, job, hip surgery, YouTube creation time. What is that? So much stuff going on. And Karen said, congratulations to Dustin and Amy on your new coaching venture. So exciting. The weird thing is I never even wanted to be a coach. I knew there were coaching programs. I know that we have peers that are coaches. And then when the idea of Dr. Barry's coaching program came along, I really sat down and thought about it. And I thought, with his backing, with his network, it makes sense to be a coach. Then I can leverage that and hopefully help people outside of YouTube. YouTube has an infinite reach, but even that doesn't go beyond and help people who may never think to look to YouTube for help. So it's weird. Like I actually never thought I would ever want to be a coach. And I actually had the thought back. I don't want to be a coach, and we'll see how it works. We'll see how it goes. Amy says, I went back to college in 2021, so I'm prepared. My videos will probably be less for 6 months. Yeah. I'm looking forward to see what I can do with it. I have ideas of what I would like to do with it. I would like to get into corporate speaking some, because I think there's a broad landscape of people who need this information, and people who would never think to go looking for it. If I can get in front of large groups of people, like on the corporate sector, where kind of like they're a captive audience almost, where they have to listen to me, but they may hear what I have to say and it might change their mind. Like, it might really kind of start to resonate with them because people don't know necessarily that they're going through something until they know they're going through something, if that makes sense. Um, like you don't realize that you're going through something that it is truly something until you hear someone else dealing with it, or you are dealing with something and it's so embarrassing you don't even want to think about it, like, so you don't even really let it cross your mind. Like, so I would like to get into corporate speaking for that aspect. Obviously, you have to build that up, and it wouldn't be like, I'm talking about keto today. It's going to be built around other things like productivity, things like that, like dealing with like midday slump. We all know how that how that was one of the big things for me when I was started doing living and changing how I live my life in the corporate world, where 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock would roll around and I was wide awake still, like just like completely like alive. And for years I'd been in a slump, looking for food, looking for anything I could find to keep me awake. So I think that little nugget of information could help. But I think that type of stuff, how to, obviously it has to be built and kind of staged around productivity for companies to want to pay for it. But you can kind of build in things that companies want that actually help people in their outside lives, and kind of, get a company to pay for something that actually does enrich their people's lives. And hopefully that's something that I can do. Then it opens me up to maybe do more, you know, philanthropic work, be able to do coaching without having to charge for it in some circumstances. And I just want to be able to reach people. Really, that's truly, how do I reach people that are unreachable? How do I reach people that are invisible who are stuck in, meetings all day? Well, get in front of them during a meeting. One of the meetings they have to take. Get in front of them and talk to them that way. How do I do that? How do I get involved in that? How do I move the needle the best way I can? So we'll hopefully we'll see how that works out. Amy says someone is saying something that YouTube doesn't like, but it's but he cusses a lot. I don't does he cut? I don't notice. There's not a lot that YouTube doesn't like. There's specific words that YouTube doesn't like, but I don't think those words are being used in most of our communities. There's a handful of words that YouTube really doesn't like. And I don't think those are words being utilized in our community. So I'm not sure what's causing that. I'd be curious. Amy says I have a watch hour playlist for people to help me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't need to worry about me necessarily when it comes to watch hours. I've got my watch hours. I'm good. As long as I continue to go live and once things settle down, I can get some videos put out, I'm going to be more than fine. If you're a YouTuber making all hours, 10-hour, 20, 40-hour watch list, I'll come play them. Yeah. I've got like lives and lives and lives on my stuff, and all my recipe videos, those will just go and go and go. Charlie's getting ready to go crush some kettlebells. Thanks, Dustin. Bye, everyone. Have a great Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Jennifer Lucas says, OMG, I feel like I'm in a coma this morning. Oh, no. Jerry says, rude people always get a sweet comment. I love that. That's my favorite thing is the ruder you are, the sweeter the comment. Bless your heart. Amy always wanted to be a coach. Evelyn says, if you are committed to watching all the videos and you do it at half time, YouTube will get more watch hours. The time they receive is the actual time you spend watching their videos. Yeah. Yeah, but I think if you're watching, say that someone has like 2 1 hour videos and you watch them both at half speed, so yeah, they're getting 4 hours of watch time, but you could have gave them more views too. I think, yeah, I think that's just watch them at regular speed. Unless, I mean, if you're watching, I don't care. You can watch my stuff at half speed. I don't care. It makes no real difference. There's only 24 hours in a day. So you can click on my stuff, but one person, one count's only going to give me 24 hours in one day, which that's still a blessing. Mm. Some of these people people, my brain doesn't work as fast. They're talking and I have to slow it down. I understand that. Andy's in Chicago. Andy's in Chicago on our way to Colorado. I hope you have a safe flight. Are you in Midway or O'Hare? I've never been to O'Hare. I've seen it, but I've only flown in and out of Midway a few times. Yeah, safe travels and good luck with your mother. Give her a hug from us. Cindy says, I'm packed, getting picked up in about a half an hour. And Karen said, great angle on the coaching reach. Yeah, I'm just trying to hopefully, like I said, because I kind of figure too, like if I can get corporate gigs getting in front of people, corporate gigs pay. And because my goal is to help as many people as I can, and I know, like, if a company's paying me, the people that I'm reaching in their company aren't paying me. The company's paying me, and my goal, hopefully, if I can get in, like, get in front of a group of CEOs and talk to them about all of this, then they can pick me. And like, the more people I can get in front of, the more people I can help. That's really what it comes down to: getting in front of people, being compelling, have a compelling story, having something that really resonates with the most number of people. We're always going to run into people who go, well, you know you're still fat though. Okay. I mean, because I mean, we have to kind of lose that stigma that weight, and I understand that if you are overweight, there are some issues. But we also understand that we didn't get overweight overnight, and there's a lot of things involved with gaining weight. And then once you start your health journey, the weight doesn't automatically fall off. It will start to, but we know that it's a long journey trying to get this weight off. And I think there's a part of that I think is so valuable and important to make sure that people understand is, if you are a few years into your journey and you're still overweight, there's a lot of people who say, you know what, screw this isn't working. I'm just going to give up and I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. But people have to understand that it took you 20 years to get that to that weight. Most likely you're not going to fix it in 3. Some people will, but we can't judge ourselves by other people. We can't look at somebody who lost their 200 pounds in a year or two, and you've lost 100 pounds in 4. How do you feel? Are you better for what you're doing? Yeah, you may not have been losing weight automatically, but weight loss on a journey doesn't necessarily indicate lack of doing the right thing. So I think there's just so much information that needs to be out there. We need a paradigm shift when it comes to how we look at health and healthcare and lifestyle switches. And I see so often people who judge others. Yeah, because I mean, is there content on the internet that paints an awful picture of what people eat or how like whether they're overeating in videos, like the mukbang videos, or the people who have severe mental illnesses, where they're showing you how much they eat in a day, and they're just killing themselves. But you have to understand that there's the paradigm shift is necessary. I think we just have to get in front of people, explain that this is a journey. This isn't going to be something that happens for you automatically. And I think that's the most important piece of all of this. Jennifer's talking about the the cord here. I'm guessing like the mic cord in the logo. Move it over here a little bit. How's that? Is that better for you, Jennifer? Is that better for you, Jennifer? You're still meeting us for breakfast today, Jennifer. What word comes out of my mouth a lot? I say bad words outside of here. I don't say bad words online too often because I understand that saying bad words are not necessarily the good way to stay monetized or get your videos pushed out. Yeah, so he said something. So one thing about Mitch, he said something about like cigar smoking and I was like, well, people were like, "Oh, cigars are unhealthy." I would beg to differ because you got to figure, even if that is one of those things that eating it better is going to be less likely, you still have to consider all of the things that are sprayed onto that product prior to it being picked, processed, manufactured into the final product that you are then enjoying. And that's just one of those things that I never thought about. But everything, like they said that they tested all these wines out of California, and 100% of the wines in California tested positive for glyphosate. So you better believe that you think that those plants that are a million or $1 billion industry aren't being sprayed with pesticides and glyphosates and all these things, and they're not having all these issues. 100% they are, and they're not taking it out before they manufactured and put it into your, and then you're lighting it up and then having it as an enjoying thing. I think there's a lot of things that we can yeah. So definitely something to think about. And I've had issues with monetization on my lives before, where I don't even think I said anything bad, but I just go and you just click it, and then it takes a day or so, and then you get the monetization back. But you got to remember, a lot of this stuff is all automated. It's not done by a single person. It's done by just like AI basically. And there's a lot of things dealing with context that they can't decipher. So it's not one of those things. Yeah, and I mean, and if if you have a political stance and you're talking about things, I mean, it's you never know. It could be just you could say something that rhymes with something else that kind of get you caught up. It's just no one really knows. Lindy says, let's see, working on watch hours. I'll take all the help I can get. Help Lindy. She is the best. Jerry said, my coaching will be geared to people who need to lose weight. Been there, done that. Now really need someone to hold their hands. Yeah. Lisa says, sorry for my short stay, getting ready to head out and run some errands for the day. Have an awesome Sunday. Thank you, Lisa. I hope you and you have a great day today, and I will see you all later, okay? Let's see. Aaron is making coffee right now. Usually I'm out shopping, getting great deals, but I slept in and feel tired. Oh yeah. Jennifer says, if I watch you at half speed, you will never catch up with the comments. Well, the thing is I always being behind in comments is a good thing because it means you guys are talking, having a good time. Because usually once I reach the end of the comments, it's the means the show is over. You don't want the show to be over, do you? Okay, Andy's at O'Hare. I've never been to O'Hare. I've seen it from a distance. Aaron says, "Oh no, I've been walking and forgot to put on my pedometer." Well, it's like I always forget to put my watch on. I only usually put my watch on, which is my Samsung watch. I usually don't put that on until I'm getting ready to leave the house. So who knows how many steps I'm not getting throughout the day, going up and down stairs and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Jerry says Lindy has a great channel and it blows my mind how YouTube works or doesn't sometimes. Yeah. Andy says, I can't wait to listen to this after I land in Colorado. I have an hour drive down to my mother's house. Oh, that's cool. So does she live like near Colorado Springs? Because usually when we land in Denver, we'd have to drive an hour to Colorado Springs, give or take. City says, I looked into coaching classes a year or so ago and then saw the cost. Definitely not in our budget being on Social Security. Now, I mean, like, if you look at that and you understand leveraging it to make money, and you be like, hopefully I will be able to pay back whatever I pulled out to pay for it within a few months of after starting after the classes are done, because I want to put back what I pulled out. Jackie said I should be on my way to the new house. Forgot to grab the camera when they did the carpet and changed all the outside knobs and installed deadbolts. Oh, okay. Aaron says I'll get there, Jerry. And Karen says virtual hug, Andy. So close if you're at O'Hare. Yay. Yeah, at least Colorado's on like a 2-hour flight, really. It's not that bad. It's like a forever drive, but you know, you got to go all the way through Kansas. That's such a long drive. Driving through Kansas is so long. Amy says, have a great day, everyone. I have to run to church. Have a good one. Love you, Amy. See you soon, dear. Oh, everybody's saying bye to Amy. Cindy says, what the hell, Dustin? I don't know what's happening. I don't remember what I said now. Says Jackie says, well, let me tell you that I have fallen off my routine. I have been eating horrible lately, and I do mean all my issues have returned with a vengeance. My carpal tunnel, my headaches. I feel you. It's difficult, and realistically, like I said, that's one thing that I truly worry about is how things are going to be in this house. Shannon and I've talked about hopefully the kids when they make food or like they're meal prepping, if they make things they know will cause us issues or cause us to want to eat things, like the kids like to make homemade macaroni and cheese. And the way that they make it is they make the noodles, a little tiny bit of milk in there, then a bunch of shredded cheese, and they melt it all together. So it's like real thick and sticky. And when they leave the dishes, it takes me like 2 days to clean the dishes. Just the mac and cheese dishes alone, because I have to soak the pan to get the cheese to let go. And then the next day I have to put it in the dishwasher because for me, if it didn't go through the dishwasher, it's not clean. I can hand wash things. I scrub everything, then I put it in the dishwasher. I know I'm weird, but that's me, and that's just who I am. If it didn't go through the dishwasher, it's not clean. So then I have to put it in the dishwasher, and then it's clean. And like the other day, they made homemade macaroni and cheese at our house for our son-in-law's birthday. And then I made pork belly, and I had too much pork belly for one container, so I made fried pork belly, and I also made baked pork belly, and they were both fantastically delicious as always. But then, like, that's two gigantic dishes to clean, and trying to fit all that in the dishwasher takes a couple of loads. It's just, yeah. Evelyn says, "Oh, have fun at breakfast, you three." Yeah, I'm excited. Having breakfast with my friend Jaqueline and Jennifer Lucas. Yeah, Evelyn says, "Oh, Jackie, jump back on the wagon. How can we help?" Yeah, 100%. How can we do that? Andy says, "I got to charge my phone before the next flight. Love you guys so much. I'll take a post. I'll make a post on my channel after I get to my mom's house. Text me if you hear this. Text to me." Jerry says, "I've eaten plenty of glyphosate bowls in my lifetime." 100%. Becky's in the house. Good morning, Becky. Thank you for joining us, my dear. I'm glad to see you. Low Carb Spin says, "Dr. Berg video this morning was talking about a bill that should not get passed, makes it so companies can't get sued if their products cause disease or cancer." Yeah. So there are bills that protect companies. Like, if like, there's bills out there, there's laws out there that protect people. Like, if you're driving a Ford and somebody maliciously takes that Ford and drives it into somebody, Ford can't be sued. Or Jack Daniels makes a product that somebody drinks their product, gets behind the wheel of a car, hurts somebody, and then Jack Daniels doesn't get sued for that. That's the same thing with firearm manufacturers. Manufacturers make things, and then people want it to where they should be able to be sued for somebody uses their product incorrectly. But I think that if you're a manufacturer of medication, where you are required to go through trials, you're required to put your products through testing. And if your testing shows that those products that are supposed to cure someone or alleviate symptoms causes more damage, then you should be liable for that. There are already protections in place for vaccines. Vaccines have protections in place. You can't sue vaccines or the manufacturers of vaccines. That happened in like the 60s, 70s. These protections went into place. So it's not a new thing. It's not because of, the past couple of years. This is a thing that happened years ago. But yeah, I think that the thing is if you put out a product like glyphosate and it shows to be dangerous, you're putting something in the food supply that proves to be harmful to people, not like sugar causing diabetes. You know what I mean? That's a completely different thing. Like, you're selling Honey Nut Cheerios and you get diabetes from Honey Nut Cheerios. You know what I mean? That's a whole different ball game. But you're spraying something on a product that's not listed in the ingredients. They're not like, contains glyphosate. Now more glyphosate. They're not doing that. So yeah, Jennifer Lewis says the bots are on Eggplant Friday. I mean, they might be. Maybe they're into it. Clapping them cheeks. Anyway, let's see. Jackie says, I have no idea. So much stress. The new house is 45 minutes away. I have to pack the dogs with me every time the dogs. Let's see. Here, my pristine hair on the pristine car, taking the car 2 hours. Cats. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Husband is living in the camper at the new house because it's 5 minutes from his work, which he spends 60 hours a week. Oh, the stress is real. Oh my, couldn't imagine. That's crazy. And Jackie says food prep is not at all on my top of my list. Well, that's the thing. So, like, even if food prep isn't on your list, how can you streamline your day to where food isn't the issue? So, whether it's cost, whether it's ease, everybody has something that they need to allot for, right? So, You want to get back on track. What's the easiest and simplest way for you to get back on track? I would say, I mean, and obviously you don't have time to meal prep. You don't have time to do that. I mean, that's where like McDonald's quarter pound burgers or Wendy's quarter pound or Wendy's hamburger patties, or it doesn't matter which fast food restaurant you go to, whatever's on the way, and get more than you need. Get more than you need. I mean, add mustard or pickles, get the packets, get whatever you need, get some cheese, whatever you need, but get more than you think you will need, so that you can make sure that you aren't hungry. So it is easier to eat that burger patty than it is to stop and get a candy bar, whatever it is that trips you up, you know. And I think if for you, time saving and ease of use is going to be the biggest difference for you. Sean says, I absolutely hate O'Hare. It is the most congested, let's see, dung heap of an airport that I've ever been to. I find Colorado's like that. But when I fly with a firearm, and flying out of Colorado with a firearm is a pain in the butt. It's really difficult to do that, and I won't sugarcoat it. It takes, you get separated from your family, and then you got to go find them again. It's a pain in my butt. And I imagine Chicago's probably worse, but I've never gone in and out of Chicago with a firearm, because Illinois and firearms is, they're not too savvy on those. Let's see. Yeah, and Evelyn's right. If there's anything we can need, just reach out to us. Let us know. Any platform that you can reach out to us, just let us know. Jennifer Lucas says, I looked into the certified health coach course that Joe took, and was over $6,000. Well, he's like a master coach. I don't know if Dr. Barry and them are going to offer that. I don't know if it's something that they'll, necessarily, offer, or they'll even think about. I don't know. Or does that even say, what do you get for being a master coach versus a regular coach? I don't really know what the difference is, but yeah. Evelyn says, not wasted steps, bonus steps. Bonus. Jerry says, in my real estate career, one of my biggest corporate clients were the one make glyphosates. I made a lot of money from the death spray. Yeah. I mean, not necessarily, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Holly Springer's in the house. Good morning, friends. And Bacon Baby says, me too, dishes. But I just takes forever. And I know they're going to move in here and they're not going to do the dishes. I'm going to be doing the dishes all the time. And those be dishes, dishes, dishes. Ugh. And then if I'm taking these classes and I'm going to start doing all this work, and then all the things are going to compound on Paul. But that's okay. We'll get there. Lisa says, yes, Evelyn, but I took, let's see, I looked to see the count high. I haven't tracked in my steps in over 2 years, just doing for now for the challenge. Well, they left, so there was nobody here to do it. So I had to do it. They left the house. They weren't, because they're not necessarily living here yet. They were here, then they left, and they left me the mess. So there was nobody else here to clean it up but me. And I couldn't put it on the boys because they weren't even here. You know. Yeah, that takes forethought. I think I have aluminum pans down there too, but they still had to. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. If I was thinking, I would have thought that, but I wasn't. So it's what it is. That's a good thing for next time. I appreciate that. And you're welcome. That's what we're here for. We're here to support and help and throw out ideas. Duck Duck Go Fast is here. I'm weird too. It's not clean unless it went through the dishwasher. Yeah, and I mean, I had to be careful because I was putting everything in the dishwasher and putting it on sanitize, which just means it goes through like an extra heated cycle. And then I was like warping my blender bottles, so I had to stop doing that. Yeah. And welcome, Duck Duck Go Fast. I'm glad to see you, my friend. Jennifer said, "Sugar made me a huge danger on the road for months. It caused me to see road curve that I knew was straight. I had to follow the license plates to stay on the road for months." Oh my goodness, Jennifer. Goodness. Scott's in the house. Platte River Keto. Good morning, my friends. I so glad you are here, my friend. How's the ruck? Have you been rucking? Evelyn says, kind of like the commercials for Jolt Cola, all the sugar and twice the caffeine before they were energy drinks. Oh man, like so my friends and I, we would go and we'd buy a case of Jolt Cola before we were old enough to drink. And we would we'd stay up all night and drink those things. Oh my goodness. Yeah, silliness ensued. Jen says, I should have been behind the wheel. It was worse than driving drunk. Do you want me to? Yeah, that's yeah. Driving tired is even worse. Jennifer says Jackie is leaving now. It's 9:15. Yeah, she's got 45-minute drive or so, I think is what she said. I'll put in their ETA question mark. Because then it gives me another, like, I've got 9 minutes to finish the stream. I'm going to cut the stream short at 9:30. At 9:30. Yeah, she's not even going to be there till 9:55, so that gives me a chance if I cut this short at 9:30, and I can get dressed and then head on over there and be there, and we'll have a good time. Holly said, Evelyn, you're so right. Have you seen the new commercial with the teenager and his talking stomach saying it's starving because he hasn't eaten in a couple of hours? I don't see commercials anymore, but this doesn't surprise me. It's like when Chandra's family's in town. When her whole family's in town, they eat like every 2 to 3 hours. It's ridiculous. Like, we'll get together for breakfast, and then they're like, well, what are we going to do for lunch? I'm like, what do you mean? Wait, what? Like, come on. We had like massive breakfast. And yeah, I remember this was like back in February. We had this massive breakfast, like pancakes and all this stuff. And everybody had omelets. And it was just a big, huge, massive breakfast. And then they were like, what are we going to do for lunch? And they're like, we're going to have snacks. And what are we going to do for dinner? And they're like, pizzas are coming. And I'm like, how do people eat like this? Oh my goodness. I don't understand how that even can be a thing. Jerry said, speaking of Wendy's, have you seen that they now sell Wendy's hamburgers in the grocery store? By hamburgers, I mean rare uncooked in a box with a logo branding. Yeah, I saw a friend of mine who lives down in Georgia was sending me pictures of Wendy's packaged bacon. Like, so they make Wendy's bacon now. It doesn't look any different than regular bacon. It's just in a Wendy's packaging. So there's that. Cindy says, for the trip, I made bacon, hard-boiled eggs. I have some, I said diet roast beef, some deli roast beef, some keto breads, keto chow cookies, keto chow fudge. Are you flying somewhere, Cindy, or are you guys driving? And Jennifer Lucas said, O'Hare is so much easier than SeaTac in Seattle. Don't forget your NOLA bars, Cindy. And Jackie's like, where are you going, Jennifer? Well, Jennifer and Jackie, Jennifer, and I are getting together today for breakfast at 9:55. 4 of us, whoever gets there first. Okay. So Doug is going to join us too. Okay. Well, maybe Jackie and her son. I don't know. It's either her son or Doug. I'm not sure. Let's see. Cindy DeManchi. Fort Worth Airport is bad, but I've been to Dallas. But I've been to Love Field. I've been to Love Field. I've been to Atlanta's airport. That airport's crazy. I've been to a lot. I've been to LAX. I've been to Las Vegas, Denver's airport. You know, I've been all over the place. Bruce Lombardo, my good buddy Bruce. Hey, I caught your Sunday live show. Hey, welcome, Bruce. Thank you so much again for those 30, count them, 30 gifted memberships last week. My boy Bruce, dishing it out well. Thank you so much, sir. Much, much appreciated. Gives me a current number of 86 memberships. Crazy. Let's see. Rick says, I used to fly from Manchester, New Hampshire through Detroit to Kansas City twice a year. All nice airports. Indianapolis is a great airport. Sean, Jackie's asking Sean, Navy O'Hare comparison question. Whenever I changed flights, my next plane was completely on the other side of the airport. You too? That's weird. Evelyn says, I loved O'Hare as a kid. Always meant we were traveling. I love traveling through Concourse C. So beautiful. So beautiful. Evelyn is saying hello to Bruce Lombardo of the Dix Division. Jerry's heading out to church now, so I will say goodbye early and drive safely. Thank you, Dustin, for your good show today. Well, thank you so much for your generous $50 super chat. Thank you so very much, Jerry. You are so amazing, and I truly, truly appreciate you and all you do for us. Thank you so much. And Sean's responding and says, Jackie, I didn't really have any connecting flights. My problem was parking, getting through the checkpoints. Pre 9/11, the roads getting in and out were horrible. It was just a while ago. Okay. Yeah. I've never flown in and out of that way before. Sonny says, have a good day to Jerry. Okay, so Andy says, Andy says Kroger has the Wendy's beef and bacon. I was at Kroger the other day, but I didn't really look at what they had. I didn't take time to look at that yet. Ash Taylor, the beautiful, the talented, the superstar Ash Taylor is in the house. Good morning, my friend. Thank you for joining us, my dear. And Sean says, time for us to pack up and go home. Bye. Have a great day. Well, thank you, Sean, for being here. I truly, truly appreciate you. And thank you for your generous super chat as well. Thank you, my friend. I hope you safe travels, you and your wife. Love you guys a lot. Be safe. Bruce says, hey, I hope you're all well. Wendy's double stack bacon looks like it reviews well. Yeah, I mean, you can, I mean, the Baconator's good. Just going to make sure, I don't like mayonnaise. But just no ketchup, no bun, and you're good to go. Get a couple of them, and you're going to be on your way. And Evelyn says, we always took the tri-state to the airport, never had to deal with the parking. Yeah. Chris Cook in Nashville's in the house. My good friend Chris. Good morning to you, Ash and Mel. I hope Mel is getting all the treats and all the loves and the snuggles and all the things. And I hope, Chris, you're being nice to Mel because she's a good girl. She's a good puppy. You're always so mean to her. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. It means the world to me. Everybody's saying good morning to everybody. Hello. Reese said, never tasted a joke cola. At the time, I was really hyperactive. I was worried I would end up in a hospital. It was kind of similar to RC cola. So it was like had like almost a flat. It was almost flat. And then there was also, they even had caffeinated water you can find sometime even now. It's called Water Joe. Water Joe. So then they call Coffee Joe. It's Water Joe. So caffeinated water. It tastes awful. Bruce remembers Joke Cola. I was there 3,000 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, Joke Cola never made a diet version, I don't think. And I'm upset because it's so difficult to find a diet grape soda. Like, at least here in the Midwest, it's difficult to find. I know that like Fago makes a diet grape, but you can't find it. I think that Shasta makes a diet grape, but I can't find it. I want to say like Meyer made a diet grape soda, But I mean, I don't have a Meijer close by that I go to on a normal basis to even find it. They're building one up the road from us. So in the next year, it will be a thing. And if they carry it, I'll buy it from time to time. But just trying to find diet grape soda is such an impossibility. Yeah, Ash says I'm too sweet. A little bit. I don't know. I'm just a weirdo. Lindy's heading to church. Thank you. Have a great day. I'm going to be ending the stream here in a couple of minutes because I'm going to breakfast with Jaqueline and Jennifer Lucas, and I'm excited about that. Cindy says about to be leaving. You have a great day. Remember, no live streams for me this week. Well, we love you, Cindy. Safe travels. Keep us posted on all the fun stuff that you're doing. I'm sure you'll be posting pictures on the Facebook and all the things. Text us when you get there and you're safe. We love you, and we'll see you real soon. Oh, let's see. I don't like mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is gross. I've never liked mayonnaise, and I know that's the most un-keto thing you can say, most uncarnivore thing you can say, but mayonnaise is gross. Don't like it. No, sir. No, thank you. Ash said, so you were accepted? I was. So I will be taking the Dr. Barry course starting in September. So the end of this month. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm apprehensive. I'm skeptical. All the things. But I mean, it wouldn't be me if I wasn't all of those things. And hopefully it's all the things I hope and dream it would be. And hopefully I'm able to take all the information that I learn and make it helpful to a lot of people. And I hope I can make it lucrative and pay myself back for spending it on that. So yeah. Mel is sleeping on the couch. She's a good doggy. And Bruce says, Dustin, the way I like Wendy's is never with mayo. I actually like the lettuce wrap baconator, which is not yeah. What's horrid is Americans ruining bread with chemicals. I mean, realistically, like, it's been that way for so long. Like, just to make it last, to make it shelf stable, last longer than a few days. I mean, that's why like bread, like fresh made bread only lasts like a day. That's why they would like bakeries sell day old bread, but yet you can buy a loaf of bread from 2 months ago at the Costco. So, I mean, I think if we were to get away from all of the processed foods, even for people, so say we went back to whole foods, like say like, and I like to talk about it like this, and I like to think of like this: the proper human diet is a spectrum, right? So over here, or over here, let's say for you're looking at this, you've got whole foods, includes potatoes, rice, everything, not necessarily low carb, but whole single ingredient foods. And say you do make bread and you're utilizing heritage wheat and you're utilizing, all the things, and you make a good bread, it's going to last maybe a couple of days. Say most people go to, or say most people go to, like, say we get the most people that need help to eat a whole food, unprocessed, unsugar heavy diet. So we get them off sugar, we get them off processed foods. They're eating, roast potatoes and carrots. They're eating vegetables. They're eating potatoes, some rice, things like that. They're not necessarily eating low carb by any stretch of the imagination, but they're cleaning up their diet. They're eating whole foods. They're eating plenty of meat. They're getting plenty of protein, but they're having potatoes and rice and broccoli and all the things. Okay. I think that that's still a major jump start in the right direction. It's not carnivore, it's not keto, but it's still a massive leap in the right direction. That, even going unprocessed, changes the paradigm of food manufacturing and what people want out of their food supply. How long is it going to take our food supply to catch up to what we want? It's going to take a while. They'll be able to do it, but we are so deep into this monocropped agricultural, everything's been grown and stored underground or whatever, glyphosate coated, preservative enriched, whatever, dead soil grown, soybeans, wheat, corn, all these things. How long does it take us to get to our soil back to healthy? How do we get, like, like with these these farms that are growing and becoming regenerative farms, being, they're not utilizing all the fertilizers, they don't have to use sprays and things. How do we get the bulk of our food supply grown this way? It's not going to be quick, fast, and in a hurry, no matter what we want. It's going to take decades to repair the damage that's been done in the last 200, 300 years. 200 years, basically, 150 years. We started with all the monocrop agriculture. So, I mean, before that, everybody grew their own food. You traded some corn for potatoes from the other farmers, or goats and chickens and cows, and you traded that for whatever, horses and all these things. Now, everything gets bought from a grocery store. How does that impact the economy? How all these things that, we want change, but are we even capable of the change that we want? So that's a question. That's a question that we'll have to probably look at next time, because I need to get out of here. And I appreciate all you for being here. But I just want to look through here and see, let's see. There is no foot of the gas station version of, version of diet. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, all the sugar and all that stuff. Jackie, I have seen Rock and Rye. I've seen that at Meyer. So if you have a Meyer, Fago has that usually at Meyer. I've seen the Rock and Rye. Lisa, thank you for being here so very much. This tumbler, I want to say this tumbler came from one of the Atlanta ones, I think. So either the one before or after Atlanta, I'm not sure. But I've been to a bunch of them. I've been to one in Austin, Alabama, Kentucky, two in Georgia. Yeah. Love eggs, hate mayo. Same, Bruce. But anyway, yeah, hot dog bun should not last 6 months. I agree. Let's see. Yeah, if we return to preservative free, yeah, I just think if we just return to whole foods, I think we'd be a lot better off. Yep, I have to go. I love all of you. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for all who gave super chats. Thank you all for all the wonderful things you have to say, all the great things. Thank you all for being here. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, Aaron, Evelyn, Andy, Jackie, Bruce, all of you wonderful, amazing people. I haven't even had a chance to update the credits yet. I've got 86 people to add to this. This is an old credits, but the credits are here. I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Happy Sunday, everybody.